So if you're thinking about accepting a cash offer in your home, especially if you're getting nonstop calls, texts, mail from investors, you need to watch this before you sign anything. Because most cash buyers are not actually the ones buying your house. And if you don't know how their contracts work, you could lose tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands without even realizing it. My name is Jason Villani. I'm a licensed broker here in Orange County. I've been in the business since 2017. I understand value, rehab costs, and investor math because I grew up in a construction family. And today I'm going to show you exactly how this works and how to protect yourself. First, let's define something. A real cash buyer has proof of funds, puts down a real deposit, closes with their own money, and does not assign your contract. Second, they don't need to find a partner. They don't need to bring in another buyer. They don't need to shop your property around. They evaluate it, they make an offer, and then they close. Now here's where it gets tricky. A wholesaler looks very similar on the surface, but behind the scenes, the structure is completely different. Here's what usually happens. You get an offer, it sounds strong, maybe even higher than others. They say no repair, as is, quick close, we'll handle everything. You feel relief. But what most sellers don't realize is this. Many wholesalers are trained to offer high up front because they don't actually plan on closing it themselves. They plan on locking up your contract first. Once you sign, your home becomes their product. They send it to an investor list, they text it to their buyers, they post it in private investor groups. They try to sell your contract for more than they agreed to pay you. And if they can sell it for $50,000 more than your contract price, that spread is their profit. You never see it. Now there's a second problem. Let's say they can't sell it high enough, or their buyer backs out. That's when the renegotiation happens. Inspections come in. Suddenly, the roof is worse than they thought. There's foundation movement. We found moisture. Permits weren't pulled. And now they say we need a $40,000 reduction, or $75,000, or even $100,000. And there's a psychology behind this. By this point, you have already mentally moved on. You've told your family, you've made plans, you've emotionally detached from the home. You don't want to start over, and they know that, so you feel pressure to accept less just to be done. That's how sellers quietly lose serious money. And sometimes, if they can't find a buyer at all, they cancel. Now you're lost 30 days. Your house is stale, you passed on other opportunities, and you're starting over. Time is leverage in real estate, and in that structure, they used yours, not theirs. Let's talk some numbers for a second. Investors don't gamble, they calculate. If your home fixed up is worth $1.5 million and needs about $150,000 in work, and an investor wants 15% margin, there's only so much room. If someone offers you something that doesn't mathematically make sense, there's usually a second negotiation coming. That's not emotion, that's math. If you're considering a cash offer, before you sign anything, have someone neutral review the contract. If you want, I'll do it for free, no obligation. If it's a strong offer, I'll tell you. If there's red flags, I'll point them out.